Welcome back. Straw vendors at Fort Fincastle to be temporarily displaced or relocated to Fort Charlotte for the next 4 months or so. On Thursday, the Antiquities, Monuments and Museums Corporation informed the public on the temporary closure of Fort Fincastle starting on Monday, as the historic water tower undergoes $3 million in repairs and restoration. The AMMC Deputy Chairman, Don Cornish, explains.
And it's a consideration that has already been made without making a formal commitment to that. I have been asked to explore the possibility of restoring all 42 of the stalls at Fincastle in the next 4 months. So that is a project that we will undertake with our stakeholders during that period with a view to providing a much better environment when they return.
The project was started in May of 2024 and was expected to be completed last month, that's February 2025, with a restored water tower and an overall better environment for tourists and straw vendors, but that has not come to fruition. Mr. Cornish explained the importance of the temporary closure that's coming.
Yeah, that this is the best solution to completing the work in a timely fashion, and that the closure is required. This decision was made to ensure the safety of vendors and visitors, maximize the quality of our guest experiences, drive the economic benefits for our stakeholders, and mitigate any unnecessary cost overruns associated with construction and renovations.
The government has taken on all costs in relation to the relocation of the vendors, and tour excursion guides have also been altered, or alerted rather, to redirect all business to Fort Charlotte. The government approved the launch of the Human Rights Committee nearly 2 years ago, and their first meeting was held just over 2 weeks ago. Adrian White, the FNM Member of Parliament for St. Anne's, who was one of the committee members, says the committee plans to meet with other human rights organizations as it charts the way forward.
We've met already, and we're going to meet again on Friday, so after the debate is finished, we'll conclude the debate here, and members of the Parliamentary Human Rights Committee will meet with members of human rights organizations to get a lay of the land.
The committee met with the National Reporting Cooperation Mechanism on Thursday with several topics on the agenda. Mr. White shared what some of the plans for the new committee will include.
We're going to be looking at elderly housing needs, but it's always important to pay attention to the younger generation, to the youth, those that are suffering from domestic violence, as well as the educational needs. It's a big story that's come up now with the University of Bahamas disclosure of lack of tertiary education funding.
The Human Rights Committee is expected to meet every 2 weeks. From the crime beat, a 17-year-old male is in police custody for having a gun. He was arrested just after midnight. According to police, shortly before midnight, officers responded to reports of gunshots in the area of White's Addition, Camp Road. While making checks, officers became suspicious after the 17-year-old fled upon seeing them. A pursuit ensued, and the suspect threw a gun onto a rooftop where the police later discovered that weapon. In a separate incident, shortly after 1 a.m., officers acting on information proceeded to the area of Broom Street, where they confiscated another firearm. No arrests were made in that particular incident. Meantime, a man and 3 women between the ages of 20 and 74 were arrested Thursday after they were found in possession of 153 pounds of marijuana while in the Fire Trail Road area. The drugs are said to be worth approximately $306,000 on the streets. And finally, Royal Caribbean Beach Club President Philip Simon ensures the cruise line's cooperation and willingness to work with their neighbors. Local developer Toby Smith is still in the process of battling for access to Crown Line to establish a tourist attraction on the western tip of the island that includes the lighthouse. He now has access to just 2 of the original 5 acres he had applied for. Mr. Simon explained how Royal Caribbean will work along with its neighbors, granted Smith is successful at the Privy Council.
We have to work with our neighbors, right? So if he is successful, then obviously as a part of the overall plan for the western tip of Paradise Island, we will definitely have to kind of partner with whoever our neighbor is, on the east side as well as the west.
Mr. Simon ensures that there is no overlapping of interest in relation to Crown Land on the island. Royal Caribbean Beach Club is expected to open for business in December this year. That'll do it for your JCN Evening News. Once again, I'm Jarino Saunders. Thank you so much for joining us.
This segment of the news has been brought to you by Sun Oil Limited.